Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. On this channel we talk about all things fandom and we talk about it in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you and you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today also happens to be Terrifying Tuesday where we talk about all things horror. And today we have to talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre possibly getting another reboot. There are some rumors going around. We're going to break down the latest on what was said. And then I'm going to give you my thoughts, so let's jump right into it. Okay, so the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of those iconic films. It is arguably one of the most iconic horror films out there. A lot of people believe it's one of the best, and it is truly a classic. If you've never seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you actually owe it to yourself to check it out. Now, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has become one of those films that's gotten several reboots, but it never seems to get a long-standing franchise going. Not like the 6 films you get from other franchises before all of a sudden they get a reboot. Texas Chainsaw Massacre has never done amazingly well with the sequels and reboots. However, it's still so iconic with that original film that so many people still want to see it perform well. And we have a new rumor that has started to gain traction once again. It's not that new of a rumor because this has been going on for a while now, but this is the latest on what's being said. So, according to Kleider, horror director addresses those Glenn Powell Texas Chainsaw Massacre rumors. Earlier this year, the rumor began to go around that Glenn Powell was going to be doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And if you don't know him, he's from Twisters and from Top Gun Maverick, and this is exciting because a lot of people really like him as an actor, and I like him as an actor. I think he's a pretty good actor, so this is kind of exciting that someone that's an up-and-coming actor who's gaining a lot of praise for their roles is wanting to do something like this. It's actually somewhat exciting. That's not all. These early rumblings indicated that Strange Darling scribe J.T. Mulner, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, who will soon flex his muscles with Francis Lawrence's adaptation of Stephen King's The Long Walk, would be backing the reboot, setting up a match made in heaven. Now, this is great because it was also announced that his collaborator and producer, Roy Lee, would also be thrown into the mix. So when Mary Sue and sometimes Kleider writer Rachel Lishman spoke to the pair during the SDCC festivities, she inquired about these killer rumors. And this is what JT had to say. It feels really good regardless of whether those rumors are true. It really is nice because, wow, people would like to see my version of that. My company used to be called No Remake Pictures. Now it's called Electric Lady, just in case, to keep my mind open. But I don't like the idea of remaking movies that I think are perfect, and I will say Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a perfect horror film. He goes on to say, but yeah, you know, Glenn Powell is a tremendous actor and one of the first real movie stars to come along in a long time. I was lucky enough someone exposed him to Strange Darling, and we got to take a meeting, and he was really excited about it, and I was excited about his work. So I do know him and met him, and it was a really cool meeting. I'd love to do something with him at some point, but those rumors about Texas Chainsaw Massacre were strange. I don't know quite where they came from. Now that right there sounds very much like he's saying, I don't know where these came from. It's not a deal. It's not going to be done. Forget about it because it's not going to happen. If it was just that, we wouldn't even be talking now. But chiming in, Lee saw fit to give fans hope. Well, there is some validity to it, and we're still in discussions, but there's nothing concrete just yet. So that's where we're at with this whole thing. So his collaborator, his producer and everything, Lee, is saying that there is something to it, but JT's still trying to be a little vague. Now that could very well be telling that this is going to happen. It goes on to say that A24 is moving slowly towards getting this project, trying to look out and make sure things are done right and all of that. They want to consider every option, and that's a good thing as well. Now, I like this idea of Glenn being involved. I like this idea of JT being involved, and I like this whole thought process they have going on here. JT is still playing the bad cop, kind of giving us no hope, while Lee is saying, hey, this could still happen. And we already know that Glenn apparently wants it to happen, so this is a big thing. It's also one of those rumors that keeps on going without any signs of slowing down. So you have to take into consideration that you can only hear these rumors so many times before you realize that there has to be something to them. And especially when JT's sort of playing it off like it's not going to be a thing, and then his collaborator says, yeah, we have talked and it is sort of a thing. I think that that's all very telling. I think that that's something that we can look forward to in the future. And I would be 1,000% down to see what they can do with this franchise. It's nice when you have an actor aboard that really wants to do a project and they're excited about it and they talk to the right people and you get this project going. It's been a long time since we've had a really successful Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and we really do need one. The franchise deserves a lot better than it has gotten in the past. Now, granted, there were a lot of films in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise that were rather enjoyable. All of them, in fact, did have some enjoyable moments, whether you like them or not. Now, the thing about it is that just after that first one, you need something that's going to keep that up, that's going to keep that going. And the closest I feel we actually came was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 was okay, and then everything after that sort of was a bit divisive with fans. You had the prequel, which garnered its own version of the first movie, and that one changed sort of a couple of things, and it may have changed it for the worse or it may have changed it for the better. If you grew up watching that version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, then that's probably the one that you remember the most, and that's probably the one that excites you the most. But if you've never seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, like I said, you really owe it to yourself to check it out, because it is an iconic film for a reason. Now, that being said, that's where I kind of want to leave it off to you guys. I want to know what you guys are thinking. What is your favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre film of all time? What do you think about these rumors that we're getting this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise? How do you think this is going to go down? Do you think that this is needed? Do you think that it's a good thing? Do you think that it's a bad thing? Whatever you think, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it. Are you excited about this or not? Do you think that it's ever going to happen? How do you feel about A24 being the ones to own Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Does that frighten you or does it excite you? Whatever it is, there is no wrong answer here because we are all just fans having a discussion. So with that being said, leave me those comments in the comment box below. Let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to share this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of this crazy conversation. Then make sure you're hitting that like button. It's free. It helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. It helps the algorithm, and we need the algorithm to recognize this channel so we can continue to bring you all of the positive content that we're bringing you. So make sure you're hitting that like button and then make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. And while you're down there, you're going to want to hit that notification bell as well, so you don't miss a single video we do. Because friends, at the end of the day, I know it and you know it. Fandom is family.